out your other characters.
Pull out your other characters. I am fired up to run this game today. We are sci-fi writers playing old school D&D, and today we have our usual cast of misfits plus one. We have Jason Anspach joining us. How are you, sir?
I'm fine. I'm good. I heard what was happening, and since I have some involvement, kind of with Nick creating this Wargate idea, I felt like maybe I should come be with the common people for a little bit.
Thank you, sir. May we have another?
Yeah. Hey, Jason, really enjoyed your last appearance, Lord Dahlia says in the chat. Speaking of chatting, we have Big Benny being played by our friend James Ward.
Dun 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 dun.
So rumor has it I'm going to be GMing, so nobody wants to hear from me. And then we have Nick Cole playing not Stink Eye.
Yeah, I'm not Stink Eye for this one, if you caught Monday's very inappropriate show. But I will be a different character as soon as my keyboard can rename that. But for now, like if you just want to call me Stink Eye in general, that's a cool nickname. I'm cool with that.
Right on. We got J.R. Hanley after his 5th name change.
Yeah, I gotta, keep you on your toes.
Right.
Can't
Say
make your
it.
job too
Say
easy.
your catchphrase.
I'm Rick James, bitch.
Yeah, this is going to cause all sorts of problems. Speaking of never causing any problems, we have CJ Correa, and he is playing Lieutenant Espinosa.
Yes, welcome to the Mile High Club.
And we're off to the races.
All right.
Oh my God! Please take like all the XP. And playing call sign Booger, because I never saw that coming. We have Michael Rothman. How are you, sir?
It's Wilbur Aloysius Kuchenmeyer, and I just want everybody to remember that Jesus saves and everyone else takes full damage.
It's Jesus.
Excellent. So you guys are actually part of a combined arms group. You were sent through a extra sciencey, super sciencey gate that was meant to save humanity. Weeks ago, you received a briefing telling you that a nanoplague was spreading across the planet. Every attempt to stop it had failed, including Knight of Barsoom yelling "Balls!" in the chat. So every attempt to stop this plague from running rampant throughout society had failed. People were changing. Society was changing, tearing itself apart. So in a last-ditch effort, several Special Forces teams, taking the best and brightest of humanity, were loaded onto planes and sent through a gate where they might go a few years into the future in hopes that the nanoplague would be dispersed. You guys, third in the stick, ready to go. You're on the runway. The engines power up. You take off. You fly into the sky as the gate fires up. Lightning and trepidation fill you as you feel the tingle up your spine. You can feel the little hairs in the back of your neck kind of like rubbing against your armor. There's a flash and then daylight. The Arizona desert you were over is now gone. You are over open ocean. Nick, your character is the lead pilot in the C-17, carrying.
Oh no!
carrying 124 souls, not including your flight crew. An entire company of 75th Ranger Regiment sits behind you, anxious, stomping their feet, yelling, doing everything that those guys do when they get all amped up because they know they just been through the gate. So you have your air crew here. Who's our navigator? That's CJ?
Yep.
You start getting readings across the board, and they're not what you expect. The compass is going haywire. So much so that 67 Indian in the chat had to fall in here and say, "What's up?" And Knight of Barsoom is saying that if Nick's flying, we're all going to die. So,
well, I'm his co-pilot, so he's safe.
Oh, yeah. As you're yelling with your head out the window, I'm Rick James, bitch.
Exactly.
So right now you're just over open ocean and you're waiting for your instruments to normalize. They said that this would happen, but it might take a minute or two. What are you guys doing in the meantime?
First rule of being a pilot is to always fly the aircraft. Never not fly the aircraft. So I will take control, and I will take the controls, and I will fly the aircraft. I'll ask the co-pilot to get on comms and see if he can pick up any friendly signals, and I'll ask the navigator for a position fix.
Done.
Yes, sir.
All right. So, navigator, what do you got for me?
Well, I'm checking the instruments. Am I getting any readings?
Everything is going haywire. It's like the entire ship. Somebody just threw a magnet right in the middle of your circuit board, and everything's going crazy. It looks like some of the instruments are starting to normalize, but it's probably going to take a minute.
Right.
Am I getting anything as I make the comms call as ordered by "Oh Captain, my Captain"?
All you're hearing is static right now.
Okay. Can we ask the navigator to pop his head up into the celestial dome and try to get a celestial fix, which is where he basically tries to use the stars to fix our position. The celestial dome will let you see that during the day.
All right, switching to Mark 1 eyeball.
Yes, Mark 1 eyeball. That's awesome.
Is anything unsecure? Is anyone trying to get out of their seats? That's what I'm concerned with as Load Master at this point.
Yes.
You have an entire element of CIA assets in the back.
Mm-hmm.
They are puking relentlessly as the Rangers have kind of switched seats a little bit. You know, the seats are on the outboard and inboard along the decking, and they have they're basically rails with cargo nets in between them. And the Rangers have resecured themselves next to some of these assets and are like, "They're there, buddy. Get it all out." You know, I mean, yeah, it's fine. We don't have to live and work in this thing.
I advise them that they will be cleaning that up.
But are there seats and trays in the upright position?
No, because if they're in the upright position, they can't sit in them.
They failed. All right. They're never flying Delta Air again.
All right.
So as flight engineer, am I trying to go figure out what in the world's going on with our instruments?
Yeah. Can you give me an engineering roll?
Which would be a 1d6 or...
Yeah. Can you give me a... let me just grab the character pack because I'm ready. You should have something like an engineering thing on and it should be something like you need to roll a d6 and get, I believe your status is a 2 or less.
That doesn't sound good.
So I've got AC, saving throw, BHB, hit points.
Look on the next sheet.
I see the... I don't know that I see anything that says engineering.
Just fake it, buddy.
All right. So how about this? I rolled a 1.
Excellent. There we go.
That's good. So we want. Let's see. Where did you go? You're right here. Yep. And F4. All right. So. Yeah, so you needed a 2 or less, and you got a 1. All right, so, hey, Lord Gasumba is now hosting the stream. Thank you very much, Jay. Really appreciate it, bro.
All right, cool.
So
yeah, okay.
You guys, you know there's a massive surge that went through the aircraft. The surge is blanking some of the systems. You start rewiring stuff, crawling in behind circuit boards, which is a huge no-no when the plane is flying, but what else are you going to do? You start maneuvering some stuff, and all of a sudden, a lot of the instruments start kicking on. CJ, now you know that that you were over Arizona when this all started. You are now somewhere in the out near the Bahamas.
Okay.
Bermuda Triangle
Great.
stuff.
I'll pass on the coordinates to the captain.
All right. Can I use my jerry rig skill to see if I can fix these comms?
You don't see anything wrong with the comms. So,
But I'm still only getting static.
you're just not receiving anything.
Okay.
Can I put ZZ Top on the loudspeaker for the men in the back?
Yeah, you got Bluetooth speakers you could throw up on your backpack.
Let's do it.
All right.
I'm going to ask, now that we have a position fixed celestial speaking, let's find a landmass with a suitable airfield we can put down at.
Okay. Right as that happens, you see a black flash go right across the view screen. So right across your windscreen to the front of the plane. Something huge just passed in front of you. Definitely not a bird.
Any kind of radar contact?
But is it a plane?
No, it wasn't big enough to trip your radar, and not enough metal for something to ping off of.
Pterodactyl.
Must be a UFO.
Well, by definition.
It is. Yeah.
Let's try to spot the fast mover. We can actually ask the crew chief and back to kind of maybe look out the window and try to spot it. All eyes outside the aircraft, and let's find the other nearby airborne asset.
Jason, you're the only one that's not rigged in. You're in kind of like a jump seat, so you can move around the cabin.
Okay, I'm gonna go check it out. Follow the orders. What do I see?
It takes you a minute of jumping back and forth. A couple of Rangers basically slap you on the ass a few times because you basically crawl over them, across them, and they're like, "Hey, buddy, buy me dinner first," and they're slapping you on the back of the legs and thinking
I tell them that their wife likes that too.
You get over to one of the windows and you can't believe what you see. It looks like a woman with the lower half of a bird has attached herself to the wing, and she's like knocking on the wing, kind of like, and then pulling on a panel, knocking on the wing. It looks like she's trying to either rip off a panel or maybe try and scratch it somehow.
Never good.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna call that in. That I'm seeing some kind of winged person pulling the paneling off the wing.
Yeah, like that's gonna be believed.
Yeah,
It's a kicking chicken. Okay.
You gotta say something.
So we can blow some gas. Yeah, she's in the airstream and get gas in her face.
Is it port side, starboard? What is it?
Port.
That Walt told me I was in.
I'm gonna get out of my seat in the C-117 and look back and see if I can actually spot whatever's on the wing.
Yeah, you can see it. Approximately, maybe a little bit bigger than man-sized. Definitely female. She's not wearing any clothing, but she's hanging onto the wing. Her lower half is that of a bird. She has winged, kind of like a pterodactyl or a bat might have. Her wings actually fold back, exposing long fingers that she's gripping onto the wing with, and she's like punching the wing, trying to pull plates. I'm gonna get over the comm and I'm gonna say, everybody secure yourselves and order the co-pilot to shake the wings 70 degrees, meaning he'll go up like this and go up like that. Let's try to shake her off.
Understood. And so it shall be.
Don't screw it up, Rick James.
Yeah, really. What's our
Nightcap,
altitude?
it's on.
What's our altitude?
I don't know. You tell me. Because Nick and JR, and Rick James are flying the plane. So it's
That's
Rocky.
Lieutenant Rick James to you. Beach.
We're at Angels 11, which is 11,000 feet.
Okay.
Right. Do I know a guy who's ever seen anything like this, Walt?
I'm sorry?
Using my know a guy skill, do I know a guy who's ever seen anything like this?
You were brought into a right before the nanoplague. You were brought into they were doing a film production of a very popular book called Forgotten Ruin.
Mm-hmm.
You might have seen this scene.
Well done.
Jason and I are, as of today right now, Jason is all, that production will never happen.
All right. But is the Noah guy really a thing on his character sheet? I've got to know.
It is.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Because let me tell you, every crew chief,
a network of assets.
yeah, every crew chief you've ever dealt with knows a guy that can get something for him.
Okay.
All right, let's shake the wings.
We got it shaking.
All right. The plane bucks one way, bucks the other. There's a little bit of turbulence that kind of shakes everybody in their seats. So one of the platoon sergeants is like, "Hey, I'm trying to drink coffee here." The bird creature loses its grip and flies off the wing.
Rock Powers.
Which is the name of the character you're actually running today.
Yes, Rock Powers.
Balls!
It's the new ball.
So what do you guys do? Do you take any precautions? Do you what are you doing?
I ready all the weapon
Marvel at how
systems.
weird that was.
Yeah, I'm going to yell at the guy who has coffee.
For not sharing?
Yeah, for not sharing, basically. But I'm gonna, couch it as it's not secure. It can burn people.
All right. So as part of the defense package that was put into play with this aircraft, because you were going into hostile and potentially unknown potentially and hot. Yeah, I can word the putting togethering. Because you guys were going into unknown and potentially hostile territory, they put some point defense weapons on, which I assume you guys are going to now activate.
Yeah, what do we have?
Naturally, what do we have?
Okay, on the underside, so on ventral and dorsal you have what do you call it? Small miniguns. You only have a limited amount of ammo for these things, though, so you can't rock and roll them like all day long and just spin them in a circle and hope everything stays away. On the side of the aircraft, you also have one per side, computer-controlled 50s.
Nice.
Can the engineer tell us if we've sustained any damage in the systems to the control surfaces or the engines?
Hit me. What do you got?
Yo, Rothman.
You're muted.
You're muted, Boomer.
He's a cool guy here, man.
Okay, there we go.
Oh, it's his wife. Hey, say hi.
Hello, Miss Rothman.
Hello.
She says hi. They're saying hi to you because you're in the camera. Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna go try to. It looks like we did take some damage, I'm assuming, and I'm gonna try to heal it because I've got a jury rig spell that says I can, or a skill that says I can.
All right. I don't think you're gonna be able. You're gonna be able to do anything about it up here. You're gonna have to wait till the plane lands.
That sucks.
You think you can heal the damage done to the?
It's called Heal Airplane. It's a
Airplane.
Hey, my jury rig skill says I can heal hit points on a plane.
Yeah.
All right. So but you can't do it while you're flying unless you know,
James. James, are you appreciating how much we're bastardizing your beloved D&D? Are you enjoying this? Because you're just literally sitting there going like these little shits.
No, not at all. No, I think that's a good use of a harpy.
Would you ever design a spell called Heal Airplane?
Never ever. Never ever.
All right. So what do you call it?
But I bet he knows a guy.
No, that's Jason. The airplane seems to be flying as normal. It doesn't look like any of the damage. It looks like the damage is cosmetic. It's not doing too much to your ability to sustain the aircraft. But as you guys are kind of like, did you see that mother? Right? There's all this like chaos going on in the back. There's another flash by the windscreen.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Are the Rangers rigged to jump?
No.
Okay.
No, they were going to deploy on the ground once you guys found a suitable airspace.
Yeah, we need a landmass is what we need.
Yeah. Give me. Let's see. Your navigator CJ has. Let's see. Where did he go? There he is. So if you can give me a intelligence +1. So you need to get your intelligence is a 10. You need to get an 11 or less. All right, that would be rolling your mechanical understanding.
And got a 3.
That'll work. All right. So after a few minutes of rigging the sensors, trying to get them reading right again, you find this amazingly huge archipelago, probably about 20 miles out. It's a smattering of islands, but you know there's one big enough where you could land this thing.
Using my own navigation skills from the pilot seat, do I recognize that archipelago?
The landmass doesn't look familiar.
Do I know a guy who lives there?
You guys have like a comm system that you can call each other back and forth with. And after talking with the pilots and talking with CJ, you should be somewhere over the Bahamas. But they're not seeing the Bahamas. They're seeing this landmass instead.
Okay.
So I have the stick jockey skill. If I strike a heroic pose, does that give me any information?
No. Nice try.
So as a captain, I would say, here's our plan. We're going to make for that archipelago, but let's spin up the guns and take these things out. Whatever, because it does look like we're under attack by some kind of interceptor asset. So
weapons free.
still up, so we can reach that archipelago.
Trying to acquire target.
Just want to say, Oblivion Ent. Just want to say thanks, man, for the for raiding in with all your folks, and also for subscribing. Appreciate it.
All right.
Huzzah!
Yeah.
All right. So you guys start firing up the PDC.
Yes.
All right. So CJ starts tagging targets, and there are a lot of these things. You probably
Are we in danger of them getting in the engine?
if they flew into it, but it looks like they're more savvy than that. It looks like they're coming in at an angle above you and then dropping down and landing on the skin of the aircraft.
All right, I'm going to employ the shaky shake again and see if I can get him off.
All right, give me a dex roll. Dex -2.
So my dexterity is 14. I got a 9, so that made it.
All right, so -2. So what's your dexterity?
My dexterity is a 14.
All right, yeah, you're fine. All right, so you start shaking the plane again. People are holding on. You got that one NCO in the back with the coffee fetish, and one of them gets dislodged. But as one of them gets dislodged, 3 more lock on and start slamming into the wings.
All right.
So let's roll initiative. You can either I'll give it up to you. You guys can either roll for the group. And
We'll roll for the group.
I think Big Benny should roll.
I think
like he needs to get involved.
I think
I can do it. I can do it. Are we rolling a 20-sider?
yeah, that works. I got a 6.
No, I got a very nice 17.
That works for me. CJ, you have immediate access to weapon systems. Are you going to start firing them up?
Yep. Weapons free, splashing bandit.
Nice. All right. You got to go ahead and give me an attack roll. It's a D20.
Right. Yep.
And you need to hit an AC 4.
Okay, I rolled a 12.
And you have a base attack bonus of what? +1?
Yeah.
Yep, you're all set. All right. So you hear from inside the plane, there's like a zzz, and you guys being inside the plane, unlike being on the ground, you're hearing some of the mechanics behind this. You hear like a chung 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 as railed rounds start feeding through the feeding system, and then you hear like a really heavy, almost like a blender on high power. 4 of these things just get eradicated. Get spread across the wing in a pink mist of gore and black feathers. They continue to slam on the exterior of the aircraft. Going to Nick, what are you going to do next?
My concern now is that if they damage any of the control surfaces moving at this speed at high altitude, the aircraft will become unmanageable and might enter an attitude where we all pass out before we slam into the water. So let's lose altitude and slow down and get closer to the water in case we have to ditch.
Gotcha.
Yeah, how fast are these harpies moving?
They were moving incredibly fast. They should not have been able to catch you.
Okay. That's
Yeah, I was gonna say at a couple 100 miles an hour, that's impressive.
Yeah.
What
So
are their
as we-
pronouns as harpies?
Bird. That's your pronoun.
Yeah. Their pronoun is whatever the Vulcan cannons say they are.
in the chat, they're calling them Speaker Pelosi's.
Ooh.
I'm telling you what the chat says. That's all I.
That's what the chat said.
Family friendly, right? Gone.
All right, so you had control of the top and bottom auto guns. The 50s are below the wings, so those are actually angled down, and there are some harpies that are kind of tracing your trajectory below you. You can't. You've already used your action to fire the auto guns on top. Does anybody else want to jump in? It would either
I'll be happy to fire those 50 cals.
All right, so you crawl your way all the way up to the cockpit?
Absolutely.
All right, you got to hit an AC4.
Don't screw it up, Jim.
So a 12 or higher.
No problem there. I got a 14.
That works. All right, so much different sound as these things go off. You know, the BERT of the top and bottoms, those things sound pretty much like just like it sounds. These are like a chunking, like a heavy round passing through, ching 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 ching, right? And yeah, Baldur agrees with me. He gets excited about that kind of stuff. And several more of the lower flying ones hit, and then you just see them tumble. You know, they don't splash kind of like the other guns, but they tumble toward the water.
And I'm just trying very short bursts. I don't want to do long.
Yeah, you guys don't have a lot of ammunition for these.
Right, yes.
So as we slow down, we can actually start to make out the facial features of the harpy. So I look over at Captain Powers. Is that what it was? Rock Powers?
Rock Powers.
And I say, hey, isn't that your ex-wife?
Ooh.
Oh, my God. JR, what are you doing?
I'm flying the plane, trying not to crash into a mass of harpies. Is it a ponce, a mass? What is it? What's like their group called?
It's a flock. It's a flock.
Okay.
It's called the Karen of Harpies.
Karen of Harpies. That is going on my next T-shirt. All right, so you're keeping the plane level. Mike, what are you doing?
I'm making sure that all instruments are A-OK, and if things go out of whack, I'm trying to fix it on the fly.
All right. So far, nothing has gone sideways. Jason.
I cast Detect Unsecure Cargo.
Yes, you do. The one Master Sergeant, not Master Sergeant, the one Sergeant First Class keeps what do you call it? Trying to like readjust himself. The biggest thing that is your concern is the perpetual taco machine that you guys have with you.
Okay.
Oh no!
Right, so almost as wide as the girth of the inside of the aircraft, and weighing several tons. This machine was strapped down and like double strapped down to make sure that it survived anything that happened to it. You have cellulose wadding. You have massive, like big, thick 6-inch, 7-inch breakaway cardboards to keep it from any impact that this thing might suffer. Including a hard landing. So, but yeah, that's your primary concern. The Rangers know to stay in their seats until something stupid happens, in which case they can ditch.
Yeah. So how's it looking? Do I need to do anything?
The machine is locked in place, but it looks like these Rangers are getting itchy. They're looking to get up.
Okay, I'll use my charisma of 13 to yell at them and tell them to keep their asses blue.
No, use your dad face. Like, I'm disappointed in you, son face.
Yeah, like when you read my latest edits.
There we go. Good. Very good.
I know that Jason's wife sees that face and she goes, Nick, and he goes, yeah.
Does he get extra points for that that role playing?
Hell yeah, he does.
Yeah.
Give me some XP.
Hell yeah, an extra 100 for that brilliant display of dad face. The E7 who was giving you some shit, he locks his harness back up and he goes, "Boys, sit down. Dad's mad." There's there's a heavy impact against the wing. And you look at the starboard wing, and it looks like one or two of these things hit when you slowed down and collided with the wing. One of the outboard engines is now smoking.
That can't be good.
Is it smoking because they're inside of it, where it's in danger of imploding, or is it smoking just from impact? Can I tell?
It looks like it's probably smoking from impact. You guys started descending and then slowing down on the quick, and they didn't expect that. Like I said, these things aren't flying like birds; they were flying like rockets. And when they hit the wing, when you slowed down, it was like a guy jamming on the brakes in traffic. And
I hate that guy.
Yep, and
Rock Powers.
So you 86
Welcome to
a whole
California.
bunch of them. CJ, as we go into the next round, your character who is looking through kind of like dorsal and ventral cameras to kind of watch the target space. There is one of these things on top of. Oh my God, you guys are like dropping subs left and right. Thank you, Leo Vicarius, for the subs. You're on top.
Remember too that you can give more money to have James M. Ward get bad roles.
Stop it! Oh my goodness!
So you're looking through this camera, and there is one of these things on top. She's got this weird-looking like headdress that's kind of like going crazy in the breeze. She's wearing a bandolier of something. She raises her hand, and a lightning bolt strikes the top of the aircraft.
Not good.
And I can hit her from where she is.
Corella, did you do that?
I wish.
Just want to say, Ben Espen, thanks for the follow. So you guys get struck by a lightning bolt. Nick and JR, I'm going to need piloting rolls from both of you.
Okay, I have stick monkey. And I have flying ace.
I have flying ace and stick jockey. So
I have captain.
oh, captain, my captain.
All right, so you need to give me a D20 roll. This is going to be your dexterity +2.
Okay, so I rolled a 19, and my dexterity is 15 plus 2 would be 17.
So you didn't make yours. Let's see where JR is going to do.
So I have a 14. So I need. So that's +2 is 16. So I need a 15 or less.
Yeah.
All right. I got an 18. I made it. Oh no, I didn't make it.
You didn't make it. No.
All right. So you guys, all of a sudden, there's this massive shudder that goes through the aircraft. Everybody hears this like metal rending, and there's a loud cracking noise that goes through the aircraft.
What do my instruments say?
The best technical description of what your instruments are telling you is, "Holy crap, we're all going to die."
Oh, great!
Isn't that wonderful?
You think you might be able to jerry-rig something to get them some extra boost from where you are, maybe kind of recover, but you're going to have to do that when your turn comes up. That brings us to CJ.
Okay, none of the weapon systems can get the harpy on top.
No, you can. Yeah, because that's where the cannon is.
Oh, then I am hitting her.
Yep, so you need a 12 or higher.
All right. 18.
Natural 18. Natural 18.
That's how you play D&D. There's the chunking noise as the rounds go through the racking system. There's a... she sees the guns turn, and in a kind of like a knowing glance, you see right in the camera her eyes go big. She jumps up, spreads her wings, and then gets pasted by the rounds.
Hooray!
Cutting her in half.
Well done, LT.
James.
You know, is this the kind of plane that opens in the back?
It does.
So I'm going to hit that button.
Oh, you're all the way up in the cockpit now, controlling the guns. You can go back that way if you want. It's just going to take you a minute to get there.
I can't leave the gun, so I'm going to sit where I am and kill whatever I see.
There are some, the ones that you splashed earlier, there are more that have risen to take their places. Are you going to take another shot?
Of course.
12 or higher.
That's all I have to do. 13.
Chunk, 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 chunk. A cacophony of rounds goes out and splash 4 more of these bird women into the deck. You guys see now that you're over the water a little bit closer. You can see crystal blue water. You can start seeing like little shoals coming up. You guys are rapidly approaching some of these islands that you're trying to make landfall on. That brings us to Mike. You were fixing the plane. Jason.
That's Booger.
Yeah,
Commander Fancy Pants.
Right.
those loud cracking noises are going to have me keep doing my job. Everything looks secure. How's the taco machine?
It's locked in place. That one E7 with the coffee fetish jumps up, and he goes, "Hey boss, we need to get these Zodiacs out just in case."
Are you sure he's not a warrant?
Yeah, I'll call the concern into the pilot because I'm thinking the same thing.
So they
Sure.
Nick, he's what do you call it? Jason's your load master, and he tells you that he's going to start unstrapping the ribbies, the rapid inflatable boats that you guys can use to in case something really, really bad happens before you hit land.
Do it.
All right, so that brings us back to the top of the batting order. Nick and JR, I need piloting rolls.
Let's do better this time, boys.
If I have to add +2, I missed my dex.
All right, so you what do you call it? What's your dex?
15.
And so that means you need a 17 or less.
Oh, so I get +2 that. Yes, then I made it.
All right, JR.
I got a 1.
Oh, damn. All right, so with Mike rerouting power, and you guys kind of like, angry wrangling the stick, there's tons of profanity that hopefully will get into this. There are a few rangers in the back that are throwing prayers. Some are yelling out weird things like, "Ride it straight to hell, baby!" You guys managed to re-corral the aircraft and get it level.
And I'm gonna take the controls from the pilot, the co-pilot, and now that we're in maneuver speed, we're moving slow. We're gonna throw out flaps and move even slower and have more lift.
Okay, go ahead. Give me another piloting roll.
I got a 4 on that one, which is great.
Damn. All right, so that brings us over to Mike. What are you doing to maneuver the aircraft?
So I'm trying to adjust power to the engines so that we are staying level and we're going wherever Snake Guy or whoever Nick is wants us to, Rock Powers, wherever Rock Powers wants us to go.
Right on. All right, so go ahead and run that over.
All right.
Give me your intelligence +2. So that or less. So what's your intelligence?
15, and I got a 6.
Oh yeah, easy. All right, so he's ripping panels apart and maneuvering some stuff, and he's got kind of like he's got a fold down battle board that he's kind of wearing on his wrist. He's messing with that as he's maneuvering into some of the technical guts of the bridge. CJ,
looking for more targets.
It looks like they've kind of like spread out. You can reach them. You're just going to be at a -2 to hit them. But they're looking into above you into the clouds. It's a sunny day. There's wisps of clouds over, but in the clouds you can see like flocks of these things.
Okay, I'm gonna hold my fire. I glance back to my regular navigator screen, looking for a good place to land.
You see an island coming up fast.
All right, passing on the vector to Captain.
Right on. That brings us to Jason. I got nothing.
Is it still secure? Are we still sitting down?
I'm pushing boats.
Got the boats ready.
The chat wanted you to know also that they like your character name.
It's very creative.
Yeah. My dependa also puts the E6 bumper sticker on her car.
Does she demand that people stand at parade rest for her, though?
Yeah, she doesn't understand the whole commissioned officer, non-commissioned officer, so she demands to be saluted by privates at the gate.
Nice. That's fantastic. Big Benny.
But in your defense, you tell her you run everything at that post.
I've decided that we're going to crash and my 50s are going to be destroyed. So I'm forgetting ammunition control and letting loose until they're empty.
All right, hit me. 12 or higher.
Very pleasant, natural 20.
What?
Natural 20, James, which is double damage in this game.
All right. Because you're on rock and roll, this goes from just straight point defense to all-out explosive diarrhea of the guns.
Dun, 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 dun.
And all of the flock that was trailing below you gets eviscerated.
Oh, yeah. It feels so good in the morning.
All right, do we need to call in his shrink? Are we going to be okay?
And
do we collect all the barbecue chicken we want?
Yeah, really.
Well, it depends. If you want to walk back the 15, 20 miles of ocean to go get it,
All right.
you go right ahead.
Yeah, just think how much lighter we are now.
There's another crack, and a second bolt of lightning hits the center of the Knight of Barsoom. He's saying Jason needs Brody armor now. There's a second bolt of lightning that hits the center of the aircraft, and what do you call it, Jason? As you're going up to secure more of the boats that are forward, you can see like this seam basically separating the front half of the aircraft from the back.
Okay. So I'm going to call that in. I'm going to look for the 100-mile-per-hour tape and see what
It does cure everything.
It does cure everything. And right now, so we're going to take a moment, and I'm going to put everybody in the background because something is going to happen.
Any station this net. Any station this net. This is Pelican 6-4 Heavy. We've taken a direct hit by forces unknown and are losing altitude. We are currently over... Holy hell, is this right? 25 degrees, 1 minute, 33 seconds, north. 78 degrees, 2 minutes, 9 seconds, west. We need immediate assistance from any friendly forces in the area. Hey, boss, that thing's coming back around. Damn it, this thing is like trying to turn an elephant on roller skates. Boss, I see it. Damn, that was close. Any station this net.
I thought you were going to forget about me for a second,
This
Commander.
is Pelican 6-4 Heavy. We've taken a direct hit by forces unknown and are losing altitude.
We're back.
And we're back. So as guess the tape didn't work. So after several hours of distraught searching, paddling, inflation of the ribbies, you guys, if you are following on the map, you can look at the map now. If not, I can put it up on the screen. You guys see, you get into an inlet on the beach. The inlet looks like it has the crumbling ruins of an old fort on the beach, and I'll share that. I'll go back to here so that everybody can kind of get a share screen. So, real quick, so that's what you guys are seeing right now. Yeah, there's nice calm water, beach. It took you about 2 hours to get to this point, and everybody's spread out to the beach. When the back half of the plane broke away, nobody saw what happened to the Rangers.
How
They
about
went
the taco?
airborne.
Did the taco machine survive?
It went with the Rangers.
Oh, jeez.
I'm in mourning over the over the broken metal and everything else about the plane.
I'm filling out my logbook with another successful flight in which Rock Powers survived, which is all that matters.
Right on. All right, so you guys are on a beach with like a broken down fort. You have all of the crew that is here, plus there are a couple of there's 4 other troopers that are part of Big Benny's dagger, which is.
Do they have red shirts on?
They do not.
They might as well.
They might as well.
They're all actually statted out just in case we had more people coming.
Okay.
So the dagger team is on ground with you, and what do you guys do?
I guess as ranking officer, I'm going to ask our Big Benny to go ahead and secure us a perimeter. The first thing we need to do is get on survival and shelter. So we should probably take a look at this fort if that's occupied. So do we want to walk up there and check it out?
It's a slow incline, like it's a gradual incline, so it's not like you got to do any rock climbing. You can get up there fairly easily.
All right.
Well, the daggers go up there and start checking things out.
All right. Yep. They're gonna move. They're gonna move and start securing things. After a minute, they tell you that they don't see anything, and that you guys are clear to advance.
Are there doors in this fort, or is it just an open ruin?
It's kind of like an open ruin, broken down fort walls. Hand piled stone that this doesn't look like it was fabricated. Maybe like if you had to guess, you would guess that this was something that was probably built in the 17 or 1800s.
I'm analyzing it for structural integrity to see if it's falling apart or it looks like it's safe to explore.
It's pretty sturdy. You could probably look around.
Is it defensible? It doesn't sound defensible.
It's not defensible. If you put a shelter half on part of it, you probably have just enough to get shelter against any rain or something like that. The area that you're in right now, it's late afternoon and it's probably a good 80 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's not like you're going to be uncomfortable or cold, but yeah, you don't see you don't see any really defensible positions.
I have to hop on a wall and check out the surrounding area.
All right, yeah, let's see if I can share screen. So we'll do that and that. So if you look at your screen, there is a high wall you can get to right here where you see the yellow circle pinging. You can go up there and check it out.
Have to do that.
All right, you taking any of your dagger team with you?
No, I'm sending them all around the area to the outside of the fort area to look for anything useful.
Okay. All right, so you're going up there. What are the rest of you guys doing?
I'm waiting to hear if the area is secure.
Don't want to stick your head out too prematurely?
No.
All right. What are the rest of you doing?
I'm checking my survival pack, making sure I have all this stuff, and start looking for a hotel. No, I'm sorry. That's an Air Force reaction. No.
Ooh, a shot! Wow.
Using my jerry rig skills, am I able to salvage the 50s?
If you want to walk back the 15 miles to where they went down in the drink, you can more than certainly try.
Do I have walk on water?
No.
There wasn't any ammo left in them anyway.
I know we've got to teach you trigger discipline, but we'll get you there, Private. We'll get you there.
So if the lieutenant actually peed in his pants, does that count as a water landing in his flight log?
I was supposed to be Rick James, bitch. Okay, you guys start patrolling the area a little bit. After a little while, Master Sergeant, you're kind of scanning the area with a set of binos, and
cool.
You see a guy kind of like, it looks like he's putting some stuff into a cart, and it's led by 2 horses, and he is just out there a little bit. It's lightly wooded forest, palm trees and stuff like that. So he's just kind of hanging out.
Dressed in modern clothing. What's he look like?
You don't know. You're not there.
I'll take a compass reading and report back to the big boss.
Oh my God, Leo Vicarius is he just is trying to curse somebody. So don't worry, it's coming. All right, so you go back to Nick and tell him what's going on.
Yep.
Well, here's what I would do. But you're kind of the ground force commander now. I'm just a pilot. But I would say, why don't you take your dagger team out there and spy on him? And why don't you take the expendable co-pilot, because he's as useless as I am now. And since it's a cart, why don't we throw the loadmaster in? Because maybe he could load stuff.
Yeah, I can see if it's secure.
Yeah, let's go out there and figure out what their deal is. We have comm, right? We have radios.
Yeah, let's check comms.
Yep, you have radios.
Yeah. So me and the other 2 useful people, the engineer who can actually build stuff, and the navigator, let's try to get a base going, as in let's take the rafts and kind of fashion them into some kind of tent for the night, and let's see if the navigator can actually get us some intel on the area, what we can expect. Meteorology would probably be great too. I'd like to know if I'm going to get wet tonight, and I'll slip into my leather flight jacket because I think that looks cool.
I'll start building the shelter and set up tripwires for the perimeter and see, make sure we're not caught by surprise by anything that wanders by.
Right on. What kind of tripwires are you setting?
MRE and thread.
Sport. Yeah, basically anything that's in my pack. So whether it's dental floss or whatever. I'll MacGyver it.
You're not going to have too much that could make noise in the event that somebody comes through. If you're trying to make those kind of tripwires, the Master Sergeant is actually carrying grenades.
that you can't have.
And
I could scour some conch shells, and then he could make things that make noise.
A wind chime.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
The daggers are gonna double time it to the cart and hope that the loadmaster can keep up with us.
All right, so you're rolling right up to the guy who's loading his cart.
Yep, right up there.
Should we announce ourselves, or are you just gonna?
I think we're gonna kill him, but we have to talk to him first.
Right.
That's never stopped you before.
Yeah.
What was that, Nick?
That's never stopped James before.
Exactly.
He is the original murder hobo.
JR, you take half a point of damage from mosquitoes. You can thank Leo Vicarius for that.
Thanks, Leo.
Yeah, the other half is coming soon. So you guys trot over there, and the guy turns around and looks at you, and he doesn't look shocked. He just looks like he's trying to figure out what he's seeing.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, great. So 2 daggers grab the horses and start them towards the fort, and I talk to the guy in a nice way for a few minutes.
He says,
"Did you steal his stuff?"
He says, wait. You cannot take my horses.
Oh, yeah, we seem to be able to.
And one of the daggers looks at you and says, Master Sergeant, that's bullshit. You just can't grab the dude's stuff. I mean, what's up?
Yeah, you have your orders, son. Take that horse to the fort.
He goes, all right. He goes, when this goes sideways on you, I'm obeying the protest.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure you just got an affirmative.
They start trying to lead the horse, and hey, thanks for the sub, 67 Indian.
Hello.
He says, wait a minute, what are you doing? Why are you taking my horses?
Let's talk, my friend, about the surrounding area.
Okay, but what are you doing here? Why are you taking my horses, and what are you doing here?
yes. Well, I'll ask the questions. You just give the answers.
Way to hit that.
Where's your house? And is there a village nearby?
Where's your house so I can go take this stuff there?
Exactly.
He says, are you with Trago?
No, we're with nobody. We're new guys.
So one of your dagger team, he's the sniper, guy named Crowley. He looks at you and he says, first of all, you're a dick, so go fuck yourself. He goes, second of all, he's like, is it bothering you that this guy speaks English?
Yeah, no, not at all.
He goes, how do you speak English? He goes, well, that depends. Are you working for Trago?
Okay, so we're going to the fort with him nicely now.
He's like, are you Americans or are you with Trago's forces?
Oh, we are definitely Americans. Want a Tootsie Roll?
No, I just want to know why you're taking my horses.
Yeah, okay, to the fort.
So he reluctantly walks with you.
Yeah, of course he does.
You see the Master Sergeant dragging this. More gift subs. Hey, Leo Vicarius, thank you, man. Really appreciate it. You see the Master Sergeant kind of like, come here, son, on this guy's shoulder. One of the locals, and one of the Dagger team comes up to you, Nick, and he's like, I don't know what you guys gave him this morning, but there's definitely some fly in the Geritol.
Yeah, I called this in, by the way, as soon as it started to go down to the cap.
He says, you got a local here that speaks English. What do you want to do? What do you want to do, CO?
Well, I've been making pine nettle tea. So I'm going to offer him a little tea around my fire away from the Master Sergeant and try to get him into a more friendly disposition and drink my pine nettle tea.
And I'm looking in the wagon to see what's in there.
It looks like big bundles of fish and a bunch of netting.
Oh, cool.
He says, who are you people? Why are you here?
We are a military expedition that has come down on the beach. We're crash survivors, and we're trying to figure out our location. We think we're somewhere in the Bahamas, but we don't recognize this archipelago. First off, can you tell me what your name is? My name is Rock Powers.
He goes, that is a very strong name, Rock Powers.
It is Rock Powers.
He says, my name is Raphael, and I am very confused by your presence here because shouldn't you be up north in the Broken Teeth?
Why do you have a Russian accent?
Do you know?
Kuchenmeyer, keep building stuff.
Yeah, really. Exactly.
I don't know where the Broken Teeth are. What do you mean, like the Appalachians, or a lot of broken teeth there?
So you're not with the regiment?
We were carrying the regiment.
We were.
Do you mean Rangers?
He goes, yes, Rangers from the Broken Teeth.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
So he sees your kind of apprehension, and he says, okay, and he grabs a stick. And
Okay.
he starts drawing like the archipelago that you guys...
Sweet. I get the lieutenant who knows maps. I just fly.
Yep.
And then he draws what looks like a mainland. And then he says, we are here. And he shows you like the very bottom of the map. And he goes, the Broken Teeth. And if the size of his drawing is any indication, you're maybe 1,000 miles away from where he's talking.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Aren't you glad we have two horses?
Does that look like anything I know on any map I've ever seen?
Give me an intelligence check. So your intelligence or less.
So now we're in trouble.
Oh, yeah, pretty much. Rock Powers ain't smart.
Yeah, I'm doing.
I'm
that
a
too.
hobo. No, I miss it by 3.
Anybody looking
Okay.
at the map can
checking
give an
at the map.
intelligence.
Yes,
All right.
navigator.
I'm going to look.
I hit it.
4. I got.
Intelligence 15 plus 1. Rolls good.
I mean,
Yeah.
I got it.
I'm good.
I know a guy.
You
Yeah,
probably
really.
do. one of you grabs the stick and starts, because like there's an archipelago, and then there's like almost like a place where the archipelago and another archipelago starts before the big landmass that he's dealing with. So one of you grabs the stick and starts tracing. So, and after you're done tracing, you're like, holy crap, that's Florida.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll do that. Florida? I knew a guy in Florida.
What's that?
I knew a guy from Florida.
Go ahead, Nick.
Oh, and we are in Florida, or we're 1,000 miles away from Florida?
You think that you're probably somewhere in the off the coast near either Cuba or the Bahamas or somewhere in there.
See?
And Florida is not too far away, but the drawing that he did makes it look like Florida is now another archipelago.
Okay.
So we're either in like Cuba, the Keys, the Bahamas, one of those outer areas.
KTF Fiend in the chat is very seriously pushing out the proposition that the Florida man might be close by and you should get his autograph.
We're going to
Okay.
Disney World.
First things first, can we buy some fish off you?
He says, I cannot accept whatever money you have. The Rangers, the regiment, these people, they were once very good to us. You are not allowed to buy. You must take.
All right.
Yeah, no problem there.
Master Sergeant, can you personally offload those fish and get a fire going?
Yeah, you bet. I've got a dagger man who wasn't very good today, and he can do all that work for you.
He goes, why is it always got to be me? And he he starts going to grab stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Can you tell us where the nearest civilization is? The nearest city, the nearest town, the nearest strip club?
He says, my town is very close by.
Okay.
The almost like Pontoon Village, Savoda town. So very close by.
Okay. Okay. How about we let you go today? I mean, like, thanks for hanging out with us. Here's some tea. Did you like the tea? And here's my M&Ms from the MRE. We're gonna come to your village tomorrow. Can you tell everybody we're coming?
Very big danger for you to do that.
Oh, why is that?
Pirates. You know this word?
Yes.
So
I speak Spanish, Walt. Does he speak Spanish? Then we can just cut to the chase here.
He does speak Spanish.
All right.
Oh, good.
Let's cut to the chase. We all speak pirates.
Yeah, El Cut Chaso.
Some of the words he's using seem to be cut with another language that you really can't place. The sounds are hard and consonant-like, but he's better in Spanish than he is in English.
So, dijo, ¿dónde estamos?
So he says that there is a group of pirates from a place called Tycoon's Rift, and they routinely come to the town to trade. They know they can't raid or do anything at the town because the town is under the protection of the Rangers, even though the pirates don't know that they are very far away from there. But if the pirates see them, the pirates have encountered the Rangers, and if they know that you guys have modern weapons, they might try and take them, is what he says.
¿Dónde estás la ciudad?
We would love that. Let's go talk to pirates.
Well, we have a boat. Why don't we go take their ship?
I love that idea.
He says, but there are a lot of pirates.
We have a lot of bullets.
Yeah,
Actually, I think Benny may have blown them all.
there's 8 or 9 of us.
What?
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah, it's that stuff. Yeah.
So let me get the geopolitical situations straight. You have a village, and it's right over there, basically.
4 or 5 miles.
Okay, and then there's these pirates who kind of probably live in a cove or a skull island or something, and they come and trade with you, but they're kind of assholes.
They
So like the Master Sergeant.
And these are ocean-born pirates, not like land pirates. Yeah, people.
Land pirates, that would be Vikings.
Yeah, well, that too.
Well, these deals.
Then they wouldn't be pirates; they'd be Vikings.
So the pirate he tells you that the pirates are Mostly, they mostly target a place called the Sovereign City, which is way further to the north.
Right.
But
That would be a bigger culture center.
yes, very big. He tells you. He says he's never been there, but he knows a friend that is due in his village in the next couple of days that might be able to help you.
Okay, so observationally, we're all in modern gear, flight suits, chest rigs, all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
What is this cat wearing? Is this cat wearing anything modern?
Nothing modern. He's wearing like a very wide brim hat, kind of straw hat. What looks a little bit like a wife beater or like a muscle shirt, and a pair of very baggy pants with sandals.
Does it look factory made, the clothes, or like?
No, it's handmade.
Okay.
Okay. And
does anybody else? I was
why
gonna
were
say,
you
is
looking?
anybody? Go ahead.
No, why were you looking at us strangely when you first encountered us?
He says, it's been 20 years since the last Rangers came through. It was my assumption that you were from the Broken Teeth, which is way far to the north.
Okay. So we know why we were on this mission, which was to go through a quantum singularity forward in time. So I guess I would ask some questions about what year it is.
He says, I don't have this number for you. He goes, the Rangers would know.
Where's the nearest Ranger installation we could talk to?
Probably the Broken Teeth.
And that's about 1,000 miles north.
From his, based on what he's drawn on the map, you would guess about 1,000 miles. It might be more or less, but it's way far to the north.
So we need to come to your village and talk to your friend and start heading north.
He could bring you.
Okay. What are the problems with us going to your village and talking to him?
We just need to sneak you in, probably at night.
Okay.
Just in the event that the pirates are there. I would rather not a big fight happen in the village.
Okay. So I'm going to let everybody know that. And then from the officers, I'm going to ask for solutions. What do you guys think we should do? The Loadmaster too, because he's cool. Not
well, I think we should try to work with the Indic elements, sir.
I think we should avoid trying to rob them going forward. This is not how you win friends and influence people.
Yeah, hearts and minds.
Loadmaster.
Yeah, that works so well in Vietnam.
You know that cart, Walt, should we just can we smuggle ourselves into that cart? We'll smell like fish, but that might get in there faster.
He could cover you.
That's some Loadmaster talk right there.
Yeah,
he can make that happen.
Yeah, if you could help him rig it, he could get you into the village tonight.
Yeah, if nothing else, get a couple of people in the village to get some eyes set up.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's make that happen.
We're leaving all my tripwires behind. I gotta go gather those up.
Well, no, this is a great base to fall back to, just in case things.
This is not a good base to fall back to.
Using my seer training, we know this land isn't defensible as it is. Could it be made defensible?
Yes. If you had, if CJ and Wilbur got together and started helping you guys construct stuff, and you had about 10, 15 more hands, in about a month, you could probably get this place defensible.
Why? Why do that? Let's go away from here. Let's kill some pirates and then walk north.
Let's sneak into the village and arrange transportation north. Then, well, maybe we'll deal with the pirate threat as a favor to the village.
Hear, hear.
Right.
Quick question: Do any I'm just looking at my pack contents. I don't even have a sidearm. So
you should have a sidearm on your.
No, everybody has a sidearm.
Yeah, you should have it on the front of your sheet.
Oh, wrong sheet then. Oh, okay, got it. Yep. Never mind.
So I know, but I'm just a little.
You should have one too, Jason. It should be on the front of your sheet.
My weapons say I'm going to add one. M18 and knife is what I've got right now.
Yes.
Yeah. It's a pistol that pretends to be a carbine.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you did K-18. Never mind.
That's good.
All right. So with the help of your loadmaster, you guys kind of like get yourselves into position. It's a little bit tight because it's not that big of a cart. As you're kind of going through, the language that they're speaking is very, very strange. It's definitely not Spanish. After a few minutes of travel and a few passersby, you finally get into the town. I'm going to put the town up on the map. So it's not just a small like couple of building village. It's fairly sizable. So it looks like a major fishing installation.
Mm-hmm.
So you probably guess there's maybe 1,000 people here.
I can't stop a few pirates.
They don't look able-bodied.
Oh, okay, I see.
Probably. You maybe figure through kind of like holes in the cart. You're looking at maybe you've seen 15, 20 people, guys that look like they could handle themselves in a fight.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of weapons do they have?
No weapons. They're either fishing or stacking stuff.
So I'm going to ask.
Persona que parlanos de italiano.
So I'm going to ask the guy, like, do you guys have any weapons here or anything?
We don't. The legend of the regiment coming through here and freeing this area was enough to keep the violence away. We have not needed weapons in some time.
What about
rethink that position?
What about tools that could be repurposed as weapons?
He reaches behind his seat and he kind of shows you one of those like meat hooks.
Now we're talking. All right.
All
right. Given that we have some background, do any of us recognize anything about sailing that we might be able to make these ships our own?
You haven't seen what kind of ships they have yet.
Aren't they? Isn't the town made of pontoons and ships?
Yes, yeah, they're all pontoons and stuff like that. And most of the boats that you're seeing are stuff like row-style boats. I mean, that's not hard.
Okay.
So after a little bit, he gets you like to the back of one of the buildings. He kind of ushers you into the back, making sure that nobody's watching. When you get into the building, it looks like it's a place where he stores his fish and then uses heavy amounts of salt to salt the fish so that it can be preserved. And then there's like smoking racks and stuff like that. You know, not like, hey, you know, more like they smoke the fish. There's a bunch of kids, probably 10, 11, 12. They start cheering when they see you exiting the cart. And he starts quieting them down.
So I would say to him, like, do the pirates watch the village? Is that why you had to sneak us in?
Yes. He goes, and even though we have much to be grateful for the regiment's help in the past, not everyone is as grateful. And if they were to tell the pirates of your being here, it would go bad for all of us.
We should kill those dudes, right, Master Sergeant?
Kill the pirates, yes.
Well, we should also kill the ingrates too.
No, we can't do that.
We should eat the old bacalao.
Suddenly, you have a conscience. All right.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and establish like a security watch, and we'll wait it out till we can meet with this dude.
All right, so the first night comes and goes pretty uneventful. The place gets lit up by torches. There's not even like oil lamps or anything like that. Every few hours, somebody comes and like puts torches into problem areas so that people don't fall in the drink. But
do the pirates always come from the same direction?
He tells you yes. Usually, they sail in from a KTF. KTF Fiend in the chat says, "Wow, that town looks nice and flammable."
Yeah, really.
Good thing Prometheus isn't here.
Right? They usually come from the same direction all the time because once they evade the Navy from the Sovereign City, they make their way here, and that's where they sell their goods.
Okay,
So
so
I have a. Go ahead, James.
thank you. I want the daggers and I to set up an ambush on the outside level of the town where the daggers or where the pirates come in.
All right. Do you want to do that until like before his contact comes in?
Yes, I want to set that up as soon as possible.
All right.
All right. Looking at the water, do we notice in abundance, because we're near Florida, of sharks or aquatic creatures that might be problematic? Should we go swimming?
You've seen some like small lemon sharks. Nothing that's going to like come up and try and take a leg off.
There you go.
Okay. Does the water look clean?
Oh, it's like crazy clean. You can see to the bottom in all the places.
Is there a place to get some coffee?
They actually have some. Yes, they make it old style. They have like a little like a cement cylinder. They fill it up with flammable rocks and blah blah blah. And
Yep.
so yeah, they load you guys up with coffee. And he says,
But is it Death Wish coffee?
No. He says, is this a good time to tell you guys about the rum?
Yeah.
First show.
Except for
yeah.
Master Sergeant Benny. He doesn't get any.
So after the first night, things are fairly quiet. And then the second night comes in, and as that night comes in, your friend Raphael comes in with another guy. This man is much taller, probably 6'4", 6'3". He's in what looks like old Arabian robes. He takes down a covering over his face, and he says, "By the gods, are you Rangers?"
I mean, I know a guy.
Yeah, really.
Please take another 50 XP. Dear Lord.
We need I Know a Guy t-shirts made for him.
Right?
Merch.
Still waiting for my Brody armor.
He walks up and he grabs the Master Sergeant's hand and shakes his hand, and he goes, "Are you the leader of these men?"
Yeah, no, I got better things to do than lead these dudes.
In a way, I am in charge when we're on the ship, but when we're on the bird. But no, Captain Stink Eye.
He goes, "You are the leader of these men."
Yes, yeah, I'm the leader.
He says, "My name is Samir. I am a trader from far south. When Raphael told me that there were Rangers unaffiliated with the Broken Teeth, I couldn't believe it. It has been 20 years.
Since
I'm going to use my throat comm and tell Captain Powers to suggest we look for the lost.
Look for the what? You broke up there for a second.
Again,
The Rangers we lost that fell out of the plane.
what
They might
happened?
have survived.
What happened 20 years ago?
they didn't survive.
He says, 20 years ago, your regiment landed not far from here. We were in the middle of very bad pirate wars. Nobody could get any trade. It was very dangerous time. They came here and pushed out the pirates so that they are now on their own islands away from us and or away from these people, making this a very safe trade route. It has been beneficial for everyone. Just after that time, when things were rendered safe, my father came through as a Michael, thank you for the subs. He says, my father came through with our merchant caravan on word that we were now safe to do so, and as being the third son, I was gifted to the Rangers. They raised me as though I were their own and trained me in many of their disciplines. I owe much to them. So I told them if I found any other of their kind that come through, I would help them if I could.
Okay. We need to effect some kind of link up with them.
I can do this for you.
All right.
He says,
Tell us how.
I have a ship in the harbor. We can leave tonight if you like, but we must be careful. The pirates from Tychoon's Rift are coming through. They will... if they know you're here, they will fight for your firearms.
Yeah.
Well, they can't have them.
I would be inclined to agree.
Yes.
I would love to give them mine. 8 times at least.
Let's get onto that ship and get out before they show up. It seems if we stick around and cause a fight, it's going to cause more trouble.
Let's grab our inflatable boats if we can fit those too. I don't want to. They're hidden back at our camp, I imagine.
Yeah,
we can.
And he signed for those, so.
He says, "This is not a problem. We can affect this." He goes, "I have one very important question, though."
Sure.
Do you have the Hemi?
You mean like the Dodge? Like when you get a promotion? Hemi?
Do you mean the moon over my hammy from Denny's? Because that's a top-notch sandwich.
Make that.
And he looks...
Swiss cheese, American cheese, ham, and egg. That's all it is.
He looks to what do you call it? The guy who helped you, Raphael. They speak for a minute. It sounds like they're speaking in Arabic. After a minute, he says, "Okay, one of the rangers made a joke, says it purred like a Hemi." Yeah, and after that, it spread. Everybody call it a Hemi. It is what was the other word? Fabricator. Big machine that makes stuff.
He's talking about the taco machine, boys.
Yeah, we don't have that with us.
We would like to go get it if you have it. It should still be secure.
Is it safe?
Oh yeah, it's real safe.
It's guarded by other rangers. This is
good.
Yeah. Its location is very safe at this time.
Yeah, and I'm sure it's still secure wherever it is.
Do you have an approximate location?
Navigator, Lieutenant Espinoza.
Yeah, we know exactly what we need to do to access it, but there are security parameters in force, and it would be very dangerous right now. So we've basically trapped it. That's the best way to think of it, so that no one can get to it, especially if any kind of harm befalls us.
Good. Okay, are you all wearing your landmate system?
I don't know.
So the little, you know what it is? It's the cell phone that you guys are all wearing on your arm.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we have that.
He goes, okay. I know I always say this wrong. I'm going to punch you in. I'm going to punch you up, and then there's a bit of Arabic that goes back and forth. He goes, no. I push and update.
Oh.
Okay. Yes.
This is acceptable, yes?
Yes.
He goes, this is something we do in case of we encounter the Rangers. There's a small network of... and as he's talking, he opens a small wooden box, and there's a landmate cell phone, much like what you guys are using, side by side with a rolled-up portable solar charger.
Okay.
He turns it on, pushes an update. It did two things. It loads translation software for you, and then it loads a video.
Ooh.
Let's watch that video.
Watch the video.
YouTube.
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
He says, you see a guy that looks like a really beat up dude. I mean, this guy looks like something nasty with a lot of teeth tried to swallow him, and he fought his way out. He says, "Gentlemen, if you're watching this, my name is Captain Cordero. I'm with Bravo Company, 2nd Ranger Battalion. We have made camp far north in what would be now called Boston. If you are watching this, you have encountered one of the many agents we have seated throughout what we are calling the Ruin." He says, "There are 2 things you need to know before you progress. Number 1, unless an agent identifies himself with a piece of technology such as you are seeing now, they are not to be trusted. And number 2, if it's one thing we've learned in the many years we've been here, it is that the Ruin reveals. There will be changes to you, and those changes most likely will come quickly. You must do whatever you can to stay together until those changes are complete. The ruin will take you apart if you separate. Your strength is in your team is in the tactics, and you must get to us so we can help you. It says, gentlemen, ladies, if there are any present, good hunting and good luck. And then the video stops.
Typical Marine.
Would this be a good time to pause for a commercial interlude?
We can, especially if somebody wants to talk about Galaxy's Edge.
Jason, I usually talk.
Sure, I can talk about Galaxy's Edge. Galaxy's Edge is the most amazing piece of military sci-fi and space opera adventure you can read or listen to right now. And if you have never, ever listened to Galaxy's Edge before, here's what you need to go do. You need to go onto Audible. If you have a credit, get Galaxy's Edge Part 1 narrated by R.C. Bray, who does a super good job. If you don't have a credit, but you have a membership, look up Forget Nothing or Tin Man. And both of those books are included with your Audible Plus membership. You can listen to them for free. You know, it's a wash. You're paying for the membership, but otherwise for free. So that's what you can do. Say, I don't like to listen to audiobooks. That's fine. You can go ahead and go to Amazon.com right now, search Galaxy's Edge, start with Legionnaire, and get reading the ebook. I don't like to read ebooks. They're dumb. That's fine too. You can go to whatever retailer you like. You can go to Barnes & Noble. You can go to one of those Amazon physical stores. You can even go to, like Powell or one of those independent bookshops. They'll have to order it, but it's there. You can read it in print. And if you ever find Nick or I, we'll sign it. We'll sign it right away. So that's we will
read it to you.
Yeah.
But wait, there's more.
Yeah, there is more, because
you got a free sham. Wow.
Suppose you've read Galaxy's Edge and you say, I already know all this, Jason. I already know how awesome Galaxy's Edge is. Well, are you wearing Galaxy's Edge merchandise? Because we have a ton of Galaxy's Edge merchandise. We've got KTF Victory Company shirts. We've got Wildman shirts. We have patches. We have stickers. We have so much awesome Galaxy's Edge stuff that you can go out there and you can rep the Edge. You can get vinyl decals, put them on your truck, because everybody who reads Galaxy's Edge either has a truck or a kick-ass car. That's just reality. Or a minivan with a lot of kick-ass kids. So any of those things are fine. All right. So Galaxy'sEdge.us, you can see whatever you need in there. But if you're not reading or listening to Galaxy's Edge at some point, you have to evaluate your life. You really have to evaluate your life. Rock bottom's here. You're here. It's close. So go ahead, go online, get Galaxy's Edge. I need you guys to be reading, because May 4th, and that's right, we picked May 4th on purpose because we don't care, Star Wars. We don't care. Galaxy's Edge Season 2 is coming out. It's a book called Legacies. You've got a lot of books to read if you haven't started Galaxy's Edge yet. So start right now while it's February through April. Go ahead and read everything in the back catalog. May 4th, One of Us. That's all I got to say about it.
Galaxy's Edge Season 2 will be so great.
Well done.
Feel like Gina Carano has put on high heels and is walking across your back.
That's an option?
I mean, it feels that way. That's all we're saying.
Feels that way. It's not actually her.
No, it's actually Nick, but it does feel the same.
Yeah, and I can work high heels, just so you know.
Yeah, no, you said it to me a lot of times.
I don't know.
Close, Jason. Nice.
I don't know how I'm going to follow that. The guy Samir, who's come to help you, he hands you guys all robes and like strips of cloth for your feet to kind of hide your boots. And he says, "Okay, let's get you to my ship, and we'll hopefully avoid any unwanted attention."
Please let it be named the Millennium Falcon.
So you guys start maneuvering through the little pontoon sections of the city, and then he says, if you're all wearing your earpieces under the hoods, you will be able to understand the translation software in your landmate.
Okay.
Will let you understand. He goes, but we have a problem approaching. He goes, there's a captain, one of the pirate captains. Her name is Calico. She just listen. Don't speak. If you speak, the translation software will speak from your arm where you have the phone. and they'll know it. They'll know what's going on. So as you guys walk up, a small crowd parts, and there's a woman in what looks like a wide brim hat. She's wearing what looks like scaled armor, cut off at the sleeves. She's got bracers on, leather pants, and high boots with a sword and a dagger at her belt. Beside her are the biggest linebackers who aren't linebackers you ever seen. Approximately, probably about 7.5, 8 feet tall, almost as wide, greenish gray skin, short noses, hair in braids with bones threaded into them. They're similarly dressed in armor and like leather breeches.
So I was going to ask medieval armor, but I'm a little more weirded out by the green guys. So
there's an exchange between the two captains where they go back and forth with niceties. It sounds like they might have tangled with each other, and then she asks if these are new crew. He just kind of, is trying to play it off as one of the big green things comes up and sticks his big, ugly nose right into Big Benny's face.
Ooh. I'm going to hold my ground, but I'm ready to cap him a couple times.
He says he actually, through the landmate in your ear, it starts translating. The language is very guttural. Yeah. It's very guttural. Maybe even some smattering of Arabic or even Tagalog into it. The thing actually pays you a compliment. It says this one smells like murder. He kind of moves both sides to your head, kind of like trying to assess, a little chest puffing, and then he backs away and gets back with his crew. The two groups start passing, and that's when you notice a huge beast. It is reddish. It looks like a giant panther with reddish brown fur with black stripes. And it's got these two whip-like appendages from behind its shoulder. It kind of starts sniffing. And as that happens, it slaps its tendrils on the ground.
Rock Powers played D&D once. Does he recognize it as a displacer beast?
I was going to say.
Except for the color, yes.
Okay.
The pirates turn, and your friend Samir says, "Run!" What do? He starts taking off.
I run.
All right. The two giant green things draw their swords, as does the pirate lady. In her left hand, as she starts to draw her weapons, instead of drawing the dagger, she reaches under a fold in the armor and produces what looks like an old M92 Beretta.
Yeah, okay.
What do you guys do?
Well, I'm running. It's hard to hit a moving target.
Serpentine.
They give chase. You guys got a little bit of a head start. The creature phases in and out of existence as it's running. 1 minute it's on the deck, the next minute it's on a roof, then it's like moving along boats beside you. It doesn't look like it's trying to impede you. It just looks like it's trying to keep pace.
Drop 2 grenades.
What are you gonna do? Where are you throwing them?
I'm going to throw them behind us, and I'm going to time them so that they explode when the other dudes catch up.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a to-hit roll. I just need you to hit the area, not the... So basically, don't roll a 1.
Uh-oh. Hang on.
Be honest, Jim. Don't cheat.
No. How did he get grenades on his sheet and I didn't?
He told me I had grenades.
You're a pilot. What do you need grenades for?
Yeah, exactly.
The DM wanted Jim to do stuff.
Yeah, exactly. I got an 18 for those 2 frag grenades.
All right, that is a lot of damage.
I'm happy.
There's 2 offset pops. The bridge behind you decimates.
Oh, I love that.
It explodes in a shower of splinters and mayhem as the grenades go off, pelting the area in the fragmentary sparks of, the grenade bodies coming apart from the explosive. The beast gets hit and then hits the water hard. You hear the woman behind you scream.
Hooray!
Almost like how dare you kick my dog kind of yell. You guys make it to the boat, and you can see behind you in front of you, there's men on the boat with crossbows and reaching for quivers. It looks like they're getting ready to defend the side of the ship as you guys are running up the plank.
That's fun.
I posted in the chat that I felt cheated about the lack of grenades. Leo Vicario says, "Ask James nicely, and maybe he'll share."
Yeah. So do those look like they're being wielded against us or whatever's chasing us?
What's that?
The
crossbowmen.
No. It looks like they're aiming past you. So
all right,
people chasing.
Then we join them and ready to defend.
Get cover, yeah.
All right. So
we draw our combat knives and hold the perimeter.
All right. So you guys get to the boat. Do you between your teeth? Do you hug the side rail, or do you just standing out in the open? Karambit for the win.
Full cover.
All right, so you guys are taking cover.
I will stand next to the crossbowman and ready my what did I get?
You must have got a pistol.
Yeah, you got a pistol. All right, let's roll for initiative as the boatmen are trying to unmoor the ship.
Nixter, roll that 20-sided die.
I got a 12.
I got a 5. So the avenue starts filling up with these gray-skinned, hulking brutes. Some of them have crossbows of their own. What are you guys doing?
So I think I have some skill in helping unmoor the ship. As a load master, I also know how to unload. So,
point of order. My M18 is also the Army acronym for a recoilless 80mm rifle. Can I have that instead?
No.
Okay.
Like Air Force co-pilots do.
Yeah. All right, so you're helping to unmoor the ship?
Yeah, that's what I'll do.
Okay. Nick, you're up.
Nick is going to unload like a typical Air Force captain with the entire magazine at probably extreme range.
Oh my God.
He's only ever qualified, and he's used the stick time that he did get in a fighter. He got 3,000 rounds per second. So that's a burst. So I'm going to dump I'm going to mag dump on the nearest orc.
13 or higher on the D20.
6. Yeah.
All right, he's fan firing, doing the whole cowboy fan the hammer kind of deal on a semi-automatic. Yeah. There's some yahooing going on. One of the huts is riddled with bullets, so I mean, you hit something. JR, you're up.
All right, I actually did really good at Air Force summer camp, so I'm gonna, use what they trained me with, and fire my M18 pistol, aimed rounds, standing next to the crossbowman, and standing heroically as I do it, so I inspire confidence in them.
Can we just stop for a second and discuss the term Air Force summer camp? How it's actually different from the Air Force. What did you do at Air Force summer camp?
OCS, Air Force summer camp.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I got you.
All right.
Go ahead.
So I'm going to aim. I'm rolling my D20, and I got a swan.
A swan.
So
did you fold socks?
Yeah.
Is that what they do there?
He
There's no
qualified.
patrolling or weapons or anything. What do you do at Air Force summer camp?
Well, he didn't do well because he probably loaded the rounds backwards. So his he gets a stovepipe and his the round jams.
Does he ask Benny to fix the stovepipe?
He's holding like this, Walt, right? With his
Yes.
But I struck a road.
Trigger fingers on.
You forgot the most important part. I struck a heroic pose.
Oh,
He somehow managed to jam the magazine in backwards or something.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
He did the Sandhurst British Military Academy, one hand behind the back, standing out there just blazing away.
Don't kill JR. He's gonna do it.
Into the 9mm.
He can't breathe. James, go ahead.
The daggers are each ordered to throw one grenade and prepare to repel boarders.
They don't have.
Oh, you useless menu! Oh my God!
One of them has an M320 mounted to the bottom of his rifle. That is a grenade launcher. So he can drop some grenades, but the other guys don't have them.
Yeah, just tell him to drop one, and everybody else draw their combat knives.
Instead of using their car.
Yeah, I want the ammo saved for the big battle.
67 Indians said the gun should have exploded on me.
There may not be a second battle if you don't win the first.
Yeah.
CJ, what are you doing?
All right, I'm aiming at one of the crossbowmen and double tapping him while saying, "Say hello to my little friend."
They're on our side.
No. The crossbowman on
the enemy crossbowman.
Yeah,
Did our Air Force basically OCS consist of watching action movies? Was that like our 2 days of combat training?
It would appear.
Hold on. We did combat golf.
Oh, great.
Go ahead, CJ. You need a 13 or higher.
14.
Okay. Let's see.
Little friend says hello.
Damage.
2d6.
Yep, damage 2d6.
3 points.
All right, so he actually aims and decides to use proper technique.
I feel attacked.
A round slaps one of the crossbowmen in the throat, and he goes down, clutching holding on to his neck as blood seeps through his fingers. Wilbur.
We all high five him and congratulate him. we all give positive encouragement right there.
This will be in the AAR.
I'll put this in the PowerPoint.
Medal of Honor.
Go ahead, Wilbur. What are you going? I think he's frozen.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, no, sorry. I was frozen for that. Okay, I will scream out "Akala Asas," which is eat bullets in Arabic, and aim my carbine at the nearest bad guy. And rolling.
Are you going after a crossbowman, or are you going after
crossbowman?
Okay.
Or do you want to go after one of your own? Because that's okay.
No.
The girl has the Beretta.
So no, the enemy. So and I roll a 17.
Okay. 2d6 on damage.
I'd like to roll to get my next magazine in correctly.
9.
9?
Yes.
All right. So he raises the crossbow up. The bullet shatters the stock of the crossbow, hitting him in the chest in a space where the armor didn't cover, and he goes down clutching his chest with blood coming through his fingers. They attack. Let's see.
See, Jim, how that works? We get to shoot them, and they get to shoot us.
Yeah.
The goblins all shoot at you and then close the door before they can.
I'm trying to conserve on our ammo, but we'll get to work.
The what do you call it? A series of crossbow bolts fly into the side of the ship. You hear like a series of tunk 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 as the crossbow bolts strike. These would probably equate to heavy crossbows for humans.
That's how you play D&D, don't you know?
Oh, who just did that? That was Michael. Mike in the chat just dropped it, and that's how you play D&D, don't you know? Sound effect. The woman with the Beretta, she's going to
die.
Aim at JR because he is the only one in a Captain Morgan pose.
But I look heroic while I stand there.
I hope she doesn't shoot you in the balls.
Balls!
JR, you take a round to the leg.
Oh, so close!
And you take
my Purple Heart, right, Captain? Write it up.
And you take 6.
Is how you play D&D.
In the chat, Michael just dropped another sound effect of Nicole saying the same thing. So you take a round in the leg for 6 points.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And you hit the deck. So that brings us back to the top of the batting order. That would be Jason.
How are we looking?
Hold on. Where do I?
Am I superfluous? What do we got?
You've managed to pull off some of the stow lines, and now you guys are just working on unmooring the what do you call it? The ramp.
Okay. Well, I'll. Does it seem like it's under control? If it seems like it's under control, I'll go render aid to JR. I have medic +1.
Okay, so that would be, I believe it's your intelligence. No, it's your wisdom, right?
It's intelligence +1. So.
All right. So whatever your intelligence is, +1, and then that or lower.
So 15 +1.
Knight of Barsoom wants to know from Nick, does that look like Gina Carano?
That's a 4. That's a success.
All right. So roll 1d6 and cut it in half.
Okay. Half of 2 is 1.
All right. So JR, you're going to get a point back as he stops the bleeding and kind of like keeps you semi-combat effective. That brings us to Nick.
And I'm gonna look up to him as he's patching me up and be like, "Did you see how heroic I looked?"
Look like an ass.
I missed my intelligence roll to get my magazine in.
Great.
I'm out this round. I'm gonna use this round to get my magazine in the right way.
And that's why he's leading this team.
Please take 50 XP. JR, on the ground, you would normally be next, but you're letting Nick work on you. So, I mean, you're letting Jason work on you. So, yeah, you're
the
going
same. Tangible.
Hey, Captain! See how brave I am. Write that in the OER.
Big Benny.
I'll tell your girlfriend.
I think we're all the dagger men are going to shoot at the girl.
Okay, are you going to take a shot?
Yes, of course. Going to waste a valuable bullet.
All right. You actually have a rifle, so.
Okay, do I need to roll for the dagger men?
No, I'll roll for them.
Okay, very good. I rolled a 14, so I got her.
All right. Give me damage. Should be 2d6.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Dolores
wow.
is
Very
waiting
formal.
for me, Nicole.
Oh, he
Only got it.
Fancy pants.
Only got a 10.
Oh, God. So you line up the shot and pull the trigger. There is a sharp crack. The arm, she was firing offhand, so she was firing with her left hand with the Beretta.
Yeah.
The bullet strikes her in the shoulder and rips the shoulder from the socket, spinning her around and slapping her into the building. She goes down hard.
Hooray!
As you do.
What about the other 4 shots?
You'll get there.
Okay.
Let's see. That brings us to Michael.
I'll take another shot. Is she still up? I'm guessing.
She hit the deck.
Oh. So who do we have left that's attacking us?
6 orcs with 4 more running in.
I guess I'll take another shot.
So you need a 13 or higher.
And I got a 9.
All right. So much like Nick earlier, you pepper the side of a building. They're screaming from inside, so somebody is uncomfortable with what you're doing. CJ.
Great.
All right, shooting one of the runners. You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts.
Nuts! That's
And I
actually a
miss.
battle cry from.
All right, they're kind of like they've seen what you just did to the advanced party, so they start like juking and jiving almost like ancient football players, and they duck your incoming rounds. At that point, the gang ramp hits the water in between the boat and the dock. They have
Actually, if you want to get nuts, let's get nuts was the name of Jason and I's failed ice cream parlor.
Sounds good.
Jason gave me the disapproving dad look.
I mean, it's just,
Too soon. Too soon.
He looks like he really misses that ice cream parlor.
So, all right. So you guys push the boat away and start heading out into the ocean. You get a few errant crossbow bolts here and there, but the majority of the fire just misses you guys.
I get the magazine in correctly, but in the process, I return the slide, and so I'm convinced right now that I can shoot the weapon, but there is actually no bullet in the chamber.
So you hit the slide early before the round had a chance to chamber?
Yeah, in trying to get the magazine in, the slide went forward, and now I'm in like this. So
these bullets are defective. Samir comes over and looks at JR's wound, and he goes, "He'll probably live. Is anybody else hurt?"
The captain's pride.
No one. I don't think anybody else is hurt. We have this man, and we are gonna get on. You know, we're gonna make sure there's no arterial bleeding. We're gonna check that, and process his wound and everything like that, and try to get him healed up. Can I try to heal him up with my kit?
Yeah, please.
Okay, so I need my intelligence roll, and with a 17, I render no possible help. I do get the band. I do at least it wasn't like a 20 where I would have literally created a tourniquet around his throat.
I told you to pay attention in that class, sir.
I am a great pilot.
Captain, I got it.
I am a great pilot, but I am poor at everything else, and I've never disputed that.
Well, you did get this. You did get your crew here alive.
Half of them.
Yeah,
mostly.
All right, so you guys get underway. You manage to go through a series of islands where they start dodging any, just in case the main pirate ship decided to try and track you guys. You kind of make your way in and around. Eventually, after about a day at sea, the rest of Samir's boats catch up at a rendezvous point.
Jason has a question.
Did we get our inflatables?
Yeah, they got them. Yep, they loaded them on one of the other ships.
Because he signed for those.
Yeah, you don't want to have to write a flipple. So one of the crew is a heavily tattooed man who wears baggy pants and those shoes that are kind of curved and pointed at the top. He's covered in tattoos on his body below his neckline. At one point during the trip, he holds on to, he asked to fix JR's leg. When he's eventually allowed, he puts his hand on the wound. JR spends a good few minutes screaming as one of the tattoos glows. Eventually, he lets go, and the bullet just kind of traces its way down his pant leg, and his leg is fixed.
Cool.
I pick the bullet up and I make a necklace out of it.
He says. So Samir comes up and he says, "We have to get through the rest of the Shattered Sea as we make our way into the mainland. Our first stop will be the Sovereign City, so we can unload the majority of our supplies, and then from there we can make our way north and west to begin tracking where the Rangers are from there."
Anybody else freaked out by the Rune Lord guy?
Do you
We
talk
read
to
it.
him? Do you talk to him
I
about
know
it?
I did that in Louisiana.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, really.
I'm guessing that's just Tuesday around here.
Yeah.
He's Creole, right? It's good. We've heard about those witch doctors.
All right. Just observing.
Maybe I would suggest, as the captain, that we might be in a different world now, and if anybody can pick that dude's up or whatever, because you just saw me, you're probably going to get wounded and rely on me to help you, and I just tried to put a tourniquet on a man's neck. So if any of you guys have an affinity for healing or whatever he does, you might want to try that out.
I'm kind of attracted to the glow of that that rune that I saw, so I'm curious.
67 Indian wants to know if there was consent involved in the touching.
Of course not.
Yeah.
The way you were hearing me, it didn't sound like it.
So when you're wearing the earpiece in so that the phone will translate for you, the man identifies himself as Nazca, and he says, excuse me, he says, The power is not mine. The power belongs to God.
Did he make a bunch of lines in South America that I've done flyovers over?
No.
Okay.
Not that kind of NASCAR.
Okay. All right.
He says the power is not mine. The power belongs to God.
I mean, he's humble.
Yeah.
I put a tourniquet on a man's neck.
He goes, that power also resides in the Lord's hands. Thus he brought your wounded man to me.
How nice.
So what are you exactly?
He says, I am Nazca.
That's kind of a racist thing to ask.
He says, some years ago, the Samir came with the Rangers and helped my people. I've been indebted to him ever since, and so I travel with him and bring the power of my God to bear.
I mean, Samir sounds like a cool guy.
He goes, unless you're on the wrong end of his knife.
Yeah.
Can you teach us that skill?
Knives? The Blades people can teach you that skill.
Yeah, he says, I can teach you knives, and he walks over to
no.
The tattoo thing. Yeah.
I was asking about the healing skill.
He says, if you wish to learn, I can show you.
I wish to learn.
Yeah.
Then I will
What kind
show
of tattoo are you going to get? Like a unicorn or?
This will involve some artwork on your part.
Whoa, tats!
Yeah.
I mean, I can't really say I was in the Air Force without at least one unicorn tattoo.
Someone get a Charlie Tuna tattoo. I'll promote you.
I'll promote you. So that night, you guys are kind of hanging out. One of Samir's men is driving the boat. That's awesome. Ghost Brother Rockwell says, afternoon, gentlemen. Happy to be attending the best tabletop role-playing game live play on the nets. We appreciate that.
Ooh.
Knight of Barsoom says the pointy end goes in the bad guy JR. That's how the knife works.
There we go.
You guys are kind of hanging out. One of Samir's men is piloting the boat. There's a crossbowman on the prow of the ship.
I could learn how to sail. I could do that. That's kind of like flying an airplane, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So is that what you're doing? You're up with the.
I'm gonna learn. I want to learn.
So he's teaching you how to pilot, and you just get this. You get this weird feeling, Nick. Like your spidey senses are tingling.
Is there a crow's nest in this ship?
There is. Do you? Yeah, it's a big galleon. Do you go up there?
Yeah, I'm in there.
All right. There's one of Samir's men there with you, and he tries to show you how to use one of their crossbows.
Yeah, okay, that's no problem.
You're like, have you seen one of these?
Yeah.
Jim's the kind of NCO that when you actually he invites you over to his house on Friday night for dinner, he's got a collection of crossbows, where other people might have pictures of their family. And dinner was just bologna and beer.
There we go. Nothing like fried bologna to make it feel good.
He did say in the chat leading up to the days before we did this, he said, I want to be a crusty master sergeant.
Yeah, there we go.
And he has lived up to his end. You get the feeling that something isn't quite right in the Bahamas, and it might be a good idea to engage somebody in the crow's nest.
We're looking around. We don't see anything, but do we have night vision goggles?
Yeah, you guys do.
Hooray! Let's check it out.
It's all built into your helmet.
All right.
You switch over.
Yeah.
And you really can't believe what you're seeing.
Oh, great.
Knight of Barsoom says, y'all will end up as chum if Nick pilots. Actually, Nick's a pretty good pilot. So
I'm not. You still end up as chum. Good.
Yeah.
There is what looks like just debris in the water at one point. From under that debris, you see small figures trying to clamber up the side of the boat.
Yeah. Okay. So I start screaming, "Danger! Danger! Danger!" and start firing at these bums.
What?
What are you shooting?
Yeah, okay.
I have a rifle.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first shot misses abysmally.
You only need a what do you call it? For you're going to only need a 10 or higher.
He got a natural 1.
To shoot an unarmed, defenseless survivor of a wreckage.
Heck no. These are deadly creatures that have come to eat us.
I bet there's a kraken.
What did you get? As my
I'm
dog
killing
drinks water.
Yeah, really.
What did you guys? What did you get?
I missed.
Okay. Did you get?
So. Go ahead.
Good, Jr.
I was gonna say at some point we're gonna have Anoya Montago come say, "You killed my father. Prepare to die."
It's not out of the realm of possibility. All right.
Because Trigger Finger James.
So the what do you call it? You send a couple of flashes. Now you guys, the weapons that the dagger team have are suppressed. So there's like a, and you hear a couple of splashes as something hits the water, and then you hear.
We did shout. We did shout.
Yep. You hear kind of like very raspy voices. The landmate systems you guys have that are plugged into your ear start translating, and the words are something like, they have boomsticks. Watch out, boomsticks. Oh my god, boomsticks. When we eat them, we'll take their boomsticks.
I told you.
Roll for initiative.
I'm going to ask the helmsman. Now that I'm aware, I've seen suppressed fire off to the port, let's say, and there's wreckage and dudes there. I'm going to ask the helmsman, what am I seeing there in the water? I'm seeing these figures, blah, blah, blah.
So he looks over and he shouts, "Oh no, the goby."
What's a goby?
He goes, "That's a goby." And
like a knock-knock joke or something.
He gets.
You don't know what a goby is?
They get a 9 for initiative.
All right, I shall roll, and I get a 2.
Shouldn't Master Sergeant, or excuse me, E6 Dad voice? Shouldn't he be rolling?
All right, so about 6 of them climb up to the deck. They look like very diminutive, skinny humans with greenish skin, very pointy ears, and needle-like teeth. They're carrying wickedly curved daggers, and they're wearing like loincloths, bandanas around their heads, stuff like that. Baldur doesn't like them either. So
they're like Van Halen concert goers.
Yes.
Okay.
Understood.
At least it wasn't a surprise.
So they start spreading out throughout the deck. The only good orc is a dead orc. So that brings us to so you shooting was the surprise round. You still have kind of a good advantage from your line of sight, Jim. What do you do next?
I keep shooting until they're all dead.
All right. So you need a 10 or higher.
That was no problem. I got a 14 on that one.
2d6, sir?
2d6. I have to get a higher powered rifle. Only got an 8.
All right. One of them splatters into the deck. His head comes apart like a melon hit by a bat.
Hooray!
When you say you need a higher powered rifle, you speak for all of us.
Nick, you're up.
Let's see. Okay, I'm helmsman. I'm learning how to sail. I've got one magazine in correctly. I'm going to continue to sail.
Oh, jeez. Typical officer.
JR?
Remember what I told you. Always fly the aircraft.
So I was with the whatever Sabri's name, Sahim.
Nazca. You're with Samir?
Samir, yeah, learning the ways of the magic.
At least you didn't call him John or John.
Yeah, really.
So when we hear the fighting, I will unholster my M18, not a 57 millimeter recoilless rifle, and charge up on deck.
All right. That brings us to Wilbur.
I'm gonna actually charge up on deck and take aim and assume that I have clear line of sight and fire.
All right, take it. You need a 13 or higher.
Was I close enough where I could shoot?
No, because you were working with the other guy deeper in the ship, so you'll be able to attack next round.
I got a 15.
All right.
And
damage.
2d6. 11.
Another one comes apart. There's like almost like a wheezing, like as it dies, splattered across the deck. It slides along the slick deck into one of its buddies. That brings us to CJ.
I will bust a cap. And I say, we come in peace.
Yeah. Well said. Sir.
Roll an 18.
Oh, nice. Damage?
11.
Another one splatters, spins around, goes into his buddy, and his buddy actually stops him from falling by grabbing the space between his neck and shoulder with his teeth and starts chewing on his dead friend while he's trying to run forward to try and stab you. Jason.
All right, I'll take my shot. Unless it looks like there's something that needs to be secure. You said the deck was slick. Is that correct?
That's concerning. The deck is slick, but there's everything is tied down. So the only thing not tied down is you guys.
All right, I'm going to take a shot at nearest threat. I roll a 15.
Does he have serene calmness because everything is tied down?
Yes.
Yeah, I feel good, man.
Yes. He is secure in his security. And you hit. Give me some damage.
2d6, a 5.
All right. That one, the one with the one who was holding his buddy in his teeth and chewing. You take him in the face. Right through one of his eyes, comes out the back of his skull, and they both collapse in a heap. The dagger team hits the deck, and in a combination of fire, they take out 2 more. Next round, their turn. One of them...
We have, in the chat, we have Leo Vaccaro saying, remind me not to get into a gunfight with CJ. Because your dice are on fire tonight.
So one of the little Gobi grabs onto or tries to grab onto Wilbur. He hits you and stabs you with a knife for a whopping 2 points in the leg.
That's irritating.
That's unpleasant.
Yeah, rips a huge hole right through your fatigues. I mean, they were a new set. Oh no, that's right. You're wearing a pilot suit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, brand new pilot suit. Very upsetting. That brings us back around, coming to Benny.
Okay, so how many are left?
4.
4 left. I'll let the Daggermen take care of them.
All right. They punch a bunch of them with their what do you call it?
Combat knives.
With their, you're gonna have them go at them with the knives.
Butt stroke to the head series.
We are trying to save on ammunition here, boys.
All right.
You know they have the butt of the rifle to stroke people with.
That's not as good as the combat knife.
You encourage them by doing what all good NCOs do. You make fun of their manhood. They go after these little pests with knives, and the things are fast and agile. They dodge out of the way. All 4 of them actually survive. That's
irritating.
That brings us to Nick.
I think this boat ain't gonna steer itself.
Oh, jeez.
Lieutenant, you're up on deck.
All right, I am on the deck. I am rolling to kill these people. I got a natural 20.
Dear Lord.
A natural 20. Double damage in this world.
All right, and the M18 is 2d6.
Yep.
I got 6 of damage.
Times 2.
Times 2, so 12.
It passes through the chest of one, the chest of another, and embeds itself. The round embeds itself into the third creature's eye. He screams horribly as dark, brackish ichor comes out of his face wound. And him and one other are left. That brings us to Wilbur.
You see that, Captain? I want that on my OER.
One last guy, shoot.
No one cares.
And I get an 18.
Yes, sir.
2d6.
With 5.
The one with the face wound hits the deck. Dear Lord. CJ.
Okay. Any targets left?
Just one.
Okay. And 16, that's a hit.
2d6 for damage.
And that's a 10.
And the round passes through his cheek, splattering its needle-like teeth all over the deck, as the rest of him follows it straight into death.
Straight into death.
What do you guys do?
I order the NCOs to make sure the deck gets cleaned and
That's messed up.
salvage the knives.
So the knives they were carrying were very low quality, mostly rusted. They're really good for poking and not very good for much else. These things look like something straight out of a horror movie. They have 3 fingers and a thumb per hand, heavily taloned. They look like that they're built for climbing. The small heads have a very wide mouth full of needle-like teeth and huge ears and very big eyes.
Do we need to make sure Booger's tetanus shots were up to date?
Yeah, I was going to go to my Rune Lord friend and watch what he does real clear.
Really.
Go ahead, Nick.
Oh, go ahead, Nick.
Oh, are they goblins?
They don't. What do you call it? The guys that are on the boat with you, they just know them by that name that they called them, Gobi.
Okay.
As far as you can tell, that's probably what they are.
Okay, because I played D&D once.
Just once.
These are very much like the D&D goblins you encountered when you were playing.
I tell everybody about that.
Yeah, okay, great.
What a nerd!
I was playing D&D with these nerds, and these are like things that we killed.
I'm taking the 2 ears from the monsters I killed.
Oh, that's not creepy at all.
Make sure you tan them and you dry them properly.
Yeah.
Samir comes up and he says, he says, "You fight very much like the Rangers, except you're very good at driving the boat."
I love to drive a good boat.
Oh.
He says,
it's a lot of satisfaction and just getting there.
He says, most men might have, steered the wrong way because they were afraid.
Right.
Very friendly.
You should admit that I could drive this boat in the most dire of consequences. I'm a good boat driver. I think it's called a helmsman, but maybe it's something different here.
You Navy, very good.
Yeah. and he says, the load of my ship has never been so secure.
Well done, Mr. Ansbach.
What can I say?
What is the load of this ship? What are you carrying?
He says, I am carrying spices. I'm carrying silks, especially this. And he reaches into a pouch and he pulls out what looks like a very, very thin cord. He goes, when I was young, he says, when I was younger, the Rangers all had spools of this. And gradually over time, they used it and it became very rare. In one of my travels as I was older, I found some worms that spun silk that were very similar to the consistency, and when I can get up north, and he slides open part of the deck to show you what's below, and he's got like spools, maybe thousands and thousands of feet of paracord.
Can each of us maybe take 50 feet?
He says, there is no price for you. He goes, okay. You take what you like.
We should all take 50 feet of this stuff.
Yeah, okay. Is there any pepper in your spices?
He says, I can give you pepper.
Yeah, I'd like a bag of that plus the 300 feet of cord I'm taking.
Absolutely. It would be my pleasure, my friend. And then he says, we should be out of the archipelago and to the mainland by morning. From there, we will transition to horses. Is this acceptable?
Ask him if he's transporting more boomsticks.
No, sadly no. Those have a way of inviting unwanted attention from the malcontent parties.
Understood.
We thank him for the paracord.
He nods and he summons his friend with the tattoos to assist Wilbur with his knife wound.
We're gonna patch you right up, Booger.
All right.
Are you guys doing anything for the remainder of the evening?
I'm gonna go back to learning from Mr. Tattoo.
Yeah, I'm going to do a little bit of the same. I'm intrigued.
Pilots are good with celestial navigation, so I would work at night with the navigator to begin to understand the positions of the stars in relation to the rough map that we have going, so that we can kind of begin to figure out our surroundings and where things should be.
Okay.
At least establish north and true north.
Right on.
Like he has a compass, right? Like
they do have a compass, yes.
Yeah, so we can kind of figure that out.
KTF Fiend in the chat. Yeah, turn the paracord into det cord. I'm not sure that's how that works. All right, so
I'll make it happen.
You guys make it relatively uneventful. There's some. These guys on the ship don't drink. So there's no like drunken debauchery or something. Every once in a while, you'll have a guy that like wake up screaming or something. The other helmsman said that they had all been through traumatic experiences because of the Trago, and that's the word they keep using. It's almost like boogeymen to them.
I relate one time flying into a very hostile combat area to the main Air Force base, in which I actually had to stay the night inside the wire, and and I still have PTSD because the Din Fac was closed that night.
Great.
So. Please take another 50 XP. So you guys hit the mainland the next day. Just offshore, you guys can see it doesn't look like a fishing community as much as it does like a boat launch where people come and transition to overland. They have a small walled fort.
What? That's all the XP.
Michael Rothman just dropping some sound effects in the chat. There's a small walled fort beside some of the boat landings. There are men in what look like half-plate armor. They're wearing sleeve insignias over their tabards that kind of look like some sort of bird of prey. There are banners resembling the same. And, they wave the boat in. They have people on the dock to help secure the boat and then start unloading the cargo. There are vendors who start selling, like, carriages and horses. And, all of that starts to happen as you guys are debarking. What do you do? Do you investigate it all? Do you move around? Do you stay with Samir?
I think we'd like to ask Samir if we could kind of get a tour or find out what's going on, or maybe even do a little investigation. I mean, like, we're not going right to the horses. We get a couple hours, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yes. I will give you Nazca. He knows the way around, and he knows many of the soldiers here.
I'd like to get some meat on the street.
Don't.
Or a Din Fac if they have that.
I do not know what that is, but the street meat here is terrible. Don't do that.
Oh, okay. Is there good food?
Once we get further away from this, yes.
Okay, then I'll take the tour with the Rune Lord.
They show you around a little bit. There's not a lot to see. Some small shops and stuff like that. Just places for the various vendors to outfit people coming back onto the land and to transfer their goods to the various places. Of particular interest are the soldiers. They look very competent.
What are they wearing, the soldiers?
They're wearing an upper style of like half plate. The plate descends just about to the mid-arm, and then it goes into chainmail until it gets to gauntleted gloves, armored skirts, and some of them are wearing cloaks. One of the men is standing kind of like on a parapet for the little fort that's built right there, and he's got his arms folded, and he's kind of watching you. He doesn't seem to be taking any action, but he definitely seems curious in you guys moving around.
Does he give me that pissed off NCO stance, or just I'm bored on guard duty stance?
I'm bored on guard duty stance, but he's definitely watching.
I would suggest this, since we know that our weapons and gear draw attention, maybe we should go local. Maybe the daggers should try to acquire some of this armor so that they look like guards or men at arms. Is that possible?
Well, what do you call it? Samir had given you guys robes to put over your stuff, so you're wearing your gear is kind of hidden. But the fact that like your rifles are on wolf clips, so like you got this big bulge in the front, and then the side of you bulges a little bit. He knows you're wearing weapons. He as long as you're behaving, he doesn't seem to be taking any action.
We've got relaxed grooming standards, I assume.
I would assume.
Yeah.
What if we are there any rug dealers or merchants or anything like that, or like cloth
there's some.
What if we got some bundles of cloth or rugs and put our weapons in that, and had our guys carry their weapons kind of like that, so it looked like they were just carrying that instead of actually carrying weapons.
All of the daggers, and I look at you like you're crazy.
So if we've got these robes and stuff, I mean, can't we just hide everything underneath?
I need something because I'm compensating because all I got is that little dinky pistol.
The what do you call it? It's not so much the guys who have pistols. I mean, your robe sticks out a little bit at the side. So that's not so much. It's more the daggers because of the way they're wearing their weapons, so that if they have to pull the rifle up, they can. So it's got like a bump in their chest.
Were we wearing combat armor by any wild, wonderful chance?
Oh yeah, you're wearing plate carriers. The dagger, you and the daggers are wearing medium carriers. Everybody else is wearing a light carrier.
Okay, good.
I might suggest to you, Master Sergeant, that you find a better way to disguise those weapons, because people here are aware and they're gonna draw attention. So that's why I suggested the cloth bundle, but you do you.
Excellent, we will. Can we get heavy weather cloaks? I would really like a heavy weather cloak.
There are people who will sell them. Samir,
but we have no money.
Yeah, Samir has told you.
I've got an Amex card. The Air Force gave it to me. Said I spent everything.
Samir said that if you want something, let him know, and if it's within his power to grant it, he will give it to you.
Okay.
So did I learn anything from him before we left?
It's not like showing somebody how to use an app on a cell phone. It's going to take weeks of training.
Okay,
I'm good with that.
So, what do you call it? As you guys are kind of going around and checking out the town, a woman in armor, not like theirs, much different. Instead of plate, it's a series of plates, almost like
scale armor.
No, more like samurai armor, but not that flourishy. It's all quieted with leather strips pressed into the greaves so that the armor doesn't make any noise. She walks over and, translated into your ear, she says, "From deep south," and she's using the same language Amir uses to his men, but she doesn't look like she's from their area.
I merely nod.
Merely. He merely nods. He doesn't just nod.
She says he hasn't come this far north with so large a contingent before. What are you carrying?
Now I just smile.
Yeah, great.
Sorry, he's our lieutenant. What can we do?
Is she hot?
She's very beautiful.
All right, I will step in and take over. Hi there.
How you doing?
How you doing?
She kind of looks like her head tilts to the side, and she says, and you're getting the translation in your ear, and she's like, what language is that? And she looks at your tattooed friend.
Yeah, it's El Americano.
And she smiles like she wants to have this conversation, but she looks back at him and says, "What are they speaking?" And he goes, "Oh, they're from very far south, but the jungle's way beyond the deserts. It's very hard to speak. That one over there," and he points to JR. He goes, "He's been hit by Gobi many times. He's barely coherent, So she says. She nods and she says, "Another time then." And
what's her name? Does she have a name? I asked her just name. She has a name. Where's she going? She can't just. baby.
So your friend translates for you, and she says, "I am Tiljana."
I hold out my hand and say, "Rock powers."
She looks back at him and like looks at your hand, and
I tap me, rock powers.
The tattooed guy tells her that you're a clean and honest man, which she then grips. Instead of gripping your hand like hand to hand, she grabs the top of your wrist.
The Roman forearm. I shall defend you, Stravinius.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Okay. All right. Sweet. I nod, and I asked Nazca, what does she do? What's her gig?
She's one of the sisterhood. Best not to get into all that.
She has sisters.
No, we want to get into all that.
But she's pretty easy on the eyes, right, Nazca?
Unless the swords come out, in which case it's easy that you focusing on the eyes and missing the pointy end.
I see. Can you tell me what her profession is?
I like.
She is a mercenary.
Oh, I've always wanted to be a mercenary. I once, when I was 12, had a subscription to Soldier of Fortune.
He goes, I don't know what that is.
It was this magazine. There was great stories.
Yeah, great.
Some of them might even have been true.
Yeah. Did you ever read Mac Bolan novels?
He looks at you when you say that, and he says, "You mean like magazine?"
He knows what a magazine is.
Like a book, like a bucko. El Bucco.
He was raised by Rangers, Benny.
Yeah, El Bucco. El Book.
So, you guys are going back and forth because you both are speaking in American English,
right?
She's like fascinated, and as she's fascinated,
I enjoy the fascination.
Yes, a small troop of similarly armored women round the bend with horses, and come up to see what their commander is doing.
I'm gonna pull out my wallet and hand her a business card, and I'm like, "I'm Rick James."
Oh, jeez. The daggers are making a perimeter in front of the horses.
As he presents the business card and hands it to her, she takes it as like, "What is this?" The credits roll. We want to thank the chat for coming out and getting crazy with us today as we subvert a little, bringing D&D slightly sideways. Thank you for legendary player James Ward coming out. We need to get like a sound effect put in where that happens.
Trumpets with trumpets.
Any Nicole saying is fine with me.
Gotcha. And then thank you very much to everybody who came out to roll some dice with us today. We really appreciate it. And we'll catch you next time on